Hey guys, it's Dave. It's the 27th of January, and that means only one thing in terms of technology, that Steve Jobs and Apple are about to deliver a keynote speech in California for the introduction of a brand new device. And this device is expected to be as game-changing as the iPod, the iPhone, and the iMac were. That device is a tablet, and it's called the iPad. Thank God they didn't call it the iSlate. Anyway, Steve Jobs maintains that this will be better for everything. Basically, as I say, a multimedia cure-all for everything, for reading ebooks, web browsing, email, watching videos, playing games, whatever a phone can do, other than being a phone, whatever a laptop can do in terms of mobile device, this is going to be able to do both better, in other words. It's a cross-platform device. You can sync music from iTunes and photos from iPhoto. It's got contextual menus and a nice mail application with contact lists down the left and the message body on the right. When it's on your lap, you can type on a very responsive keyboard in a manner similar to using a conventional keyboard, basically with both hands, albeit with a display that becomes cramped a little bit as a result of having to accommodate the keyboard and the rest of the screen. But still, overall, it looked pretty good. I mean, obviously it has a fully capacitive multi-touch system in there. Far better seems to be than using an iPod Touch or an iPhone 3GS. They also showed us a little bit of video. They played a little bit of Star Trek, which looks pretty good. Also, you can run iPhone applications on there too. So all of that stuff was there. The entire store is available to you, and playing games in a larger form. This was one thing that troubled me, this screen here. This is in Safari. Are they going to continue to have the same flash issues that they have on the iPhone in the browser? We'll see. Now, talking about specs, it's 1.5 pounds, zero point 0.5 inches, full capacitive multi-touch, 9.7-inch IPS display, Bluetooth 2.1 and 802.11n wireless, speaker, microphone, 1 gigahertz Apple A4 processor, accelerometer and compass, 16 gigabytes of flash storage. The battery will give you 10 hours of normal productivity. I presume that's just basic internet surfing, of course, and 1 month on standby. You can read the New York Times like a newspaper, and this is really where this device comes into its own. These devices can replace books and newspapers entirely, and you can adjust how the columns are set up and spacing and everything, and play videos right alongside the normal content on the rest of the page, which is really cool. So uh, that's going to be interesting. There was a lot of talk about the applications and stuff on the devices. I'm not really going into too much detail. Gaming performance looked okay, but in general, even with the modifications, not much new functionality was added. On the topic of books and reading books, iBooks is their new application for downloading books, and I think this is the major driver for a lot of people. It's got a digital bookshelf, and you can download all the books right onto the iPad. And they've got five big partners now at the moment, five major publishers. It's good animation when you turn the pages and change the font and stuff. So yeah, I mean, this is going to be a great way of reading content now in the future. So I kind of like that. Also, I think that iWork could really improve its overall share of the productivity suite market because it's really been given a major overhaul to work very well on this device. So it looks very nice as well. Now there will be Wi-Fi only versions of the device, but there's also going to be Wi-Fi and 3G. And for 3G, for 250 megs a month, it's $15, which is way less than what we're paying on netbooks and notebooks at the moment, and $30 for unlimited data. So this is absolutely amazing. You'd be paying about $60 a month in the States at the moment. And for the price, the entry-level Wi-Fi version, just $499. That is much cheaper than what I had expected, and what a lot of us had expected, because I thought it was going to be between 699 to 899 starting out. We didn't obviously know how many different versions there was going to be, but all the pundits were even saying this thing could cost you $1,000. This is extraordinary. So I know that 499 is only the Wi-Fi version with Wi-Fi only version starting at 16 gigs, but still, that's very, very impressive. And you can see here 16, 32, 64 gigs. The most expensive with Wi-Fi and 3G is $829. That price is very competitive, and I got to tell you, this kicks the shit out of what you get from a netbook. I mean, it's just extraordinary. And the great functionality as well, you can basically turn this into a laptop if you wanted. It works with a docking station, put it upright, and connect in your wireless keyboard. So overall, it's got a little bit of everything, I suppose. So my final thoughts. I have no doubt that when it comes to reading books, a tablet is better than this. Okay, I still think that a tablet will be better than a conventional notebook. I'm not just comparing MacBook Pro here. I just mean a conventional notebook, uh, or even desktop, of course. A tablet will be better for that because it's basically just the screen here, right? But for everything else, I still maintain that a separate screen and separate keyboard is a better way to go. Because here's the thing. With these contextual menus and everything, and a keyboard that changes on the tablet and the iPad given different situations, the reason it does that is because it's a compromised design in the first place, right? Two gripes. No camera. Why didn't they include a camera? Well, maybe physically they couldn't get one in, but I think it's more of a case of maybe, this is just a theory, like I would love to use Skype, and a lot of people buy notebooks and small netbooks because they want to use Skype or that kind of communication and talk to each other. And I think if this device became more about communication, it might detract a little bit from their iPhone 3GS sales. Maybe. Perhaps. You can't make calls on this thing. But it's not that kind of device. Nevertheless, a camera would have been great. I mean, it's seriously lacking one. That's a big problem. Anyway, but for the price, it still looks pretty good. But in terms of the fact that everybody expected this to be their answer to a netbook, and certainly in terms of price range, it definitely is a very good answer. Having no camera is a bit of a downer. The only other thing I'll say is there's no reason in the world why iBooks wouldn't work on a laptop or a desktop machine. No reason in the world. But it's been confined specifically to the iPad with the express intent of pushing, that application on that device, and obviously. Some people might say that's a little bit restrictive, but still, nevertheless, this is what it's all about. As I say, reading books is going to be great on it, reading newspapers, surfing the web, certainly for watching movies. And I think it's going to change how we use computers. We're going to be looking down now, like this, because it is very usable when using it in that way. You probably noticed from the start of this video, it was a little bit more negative, and then gradually I've picked up a little bit. And I think by and large, it is positive. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not blown away by this. No, by no means. It wasn't, oh my God, this is the most amazing thing. There is a little bit of kind of drooling over the latest bit of technology, and there's a little bit of that. It's new, and it's shiny, and it's got a bunch of little tricks here and there. But there's nothing absolutely amazingly revolutionary. The great thing about the device is that they implemented it really well. And it's the implementation that is very solid, very tight, and I think you've got to be happy overall with what they've done. Guys, I am going to buy one of these things. I'm going to get my hands on it. We're going to do an unboxing. We're going to do reviews. Stay tuned for that. If you aren't already going to beat me to the punch, you get your hands on one yourself. But by all means, feel free to comment, subscribe. Let me know your thoughts on this device. And do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? Anyway, more videos to come on this, I'm sure, in the future. Take it easy. I'll talk to you soon. Good luck.